Imagine being 56 years old and realizing Kevin Hart can roast you in front of everyone, no mercy, no warning. Yeah, he doesn't care if you're LeBron, Shaq, or The Rock himself. Kevin sees the tiniest weakness and exploits it with the kind of comedy that leaves you laughing, crying, and completely helpless all at once. I'm 56 years old. Damn, I'm sorry. Really, I am. Somehow, admitting my age feels like the first punchline in Kevin Hart's world, and I know he's already circling, waiting to land the next one. Because nobody, absolutely nobody, is safe around Kevin. It doesn't matter if you're the biggest action star on the planet or a living legend. Kevin has this uncanny ability to spot the tiniest crack, the slightest vulnerability, and he exploits it relentlessly for maximum comedy right there in front of everyone. There's no mercy. There's no pause. You're on his stage whether you like it or not. Thanks for having fun, someone says, trying to keep it light, thinking maybe a compliment will diffuse him. No problem. I just disappeared, Kevin replies casually, as if walking away from a crime scene, leaving everyone else to process the chaos he just caused. Kevin doesn't need a setup. He doesn't need a mic check or a cue. He can pull a punchline out of thin air like magic. You could be standing there, thinking the conversation is normal, and suddenly, bam, he hits you with something so sharp, so unexpected, that you're laughing before you even understand what happened. Once someone asked him why they call a 17-year-old a mother-in-law. Without missing a beat, Kevin smirked and said, "Because you want to hit it, but sometimes you just can't." And just like that, the room erupted. The joke was cruel, absurd, and absolutely perfect. And if you think you can call him out, think again. Kevin doesn't shy away. He doesn't apologize. He fires back. "Why don't you just admit that you got that from listening to me?" He shot at a friend, half challenging, half teasing. The friend hesitated, and Kevin, never missing a beat, added, "Well, Steven, I'm not going to admit that, but I will admit one thing: you need the rest of your mustache back. That's what I'll admit." It's moments like these that make Kevin Hart more than a comedian. He's a force of nature, a whirlwind of energy, wit, and audacity. He doesn't just make you laugh, he makes you part of the show, whether you signed up for it or not. And you know what? You secretly love it. During Kai's Mafiathon livestream, Kevin went absolutely full throttle, chaos incarnate. Without warning, he snatched a phone right out of Drew's hand, eyes glinting with mischief, and turned his attention to Ruby Rose with the kind of audacity only Kevin could pull off. "I bet she won't pick up. She knows we're on right now," he declared, like a general laying down an impossible challenge. But he didn't stop there. "All right, I'll tell you what, if I give you $200,000 and she picks up $20,000, he continued, twisting the stakes like a game show host on overdrive. $2,000. Save money, he muttered, already calculating. During high-energy livestream events, Kevin often pulls audience members or guests into his comedy unexpectedly, teasing and joking in his signature chaotic style. "Hello. Hi, Ruby. Did you eat? Yes or no?" The room froze for a beat, caught somewhere between disbelief and anticipation, until Kevin punctuated it with his signature incredulous laugh. "Oh my, what the would you say that?" And just like that, the live stream exploded into uproarious chaos. Every room Kevin walks into instantly becomes his stage. He doesn't just perform, he transforms the space. Take a recent interview, for instance. Someone brought up a sentimental story about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson buying his mother a new home. Most people would smile, nod, maybe offer congratulations. Not Kevin. He pounced. Speaking of family, Dwayne Johnson has often spoken about honoring his mother. Kevin humorously comments on his admiration for her during interviews and events. He asked, his grin spreading like wildfire. Dwayne chuckled, a little caught off guard. That makes me want to cry." Kevin, never one to let a story stand on sentiment alone, leaned into the moment with theatrical exaggeration. "No way. No way. $1 billion later, he finally built his mom a home. Should we clap for that?" The room erupted, not just in laughter, but in that strange combination of awe and disbelief only Kevin can provoke. Every eye was on him. every laugh punctuated by the sheer force of his comedic timing, as he turned a heartfelt moment into something unforgettable. But even when the room settles, even when you think the energy might taper off, Kevin Hart's comedy never takes a break. It's relentless. He never runs out of stories, never stops finding the funny in the everyday. LeBron James, the man known for his composure, the king of keeping a straight face, was reduced to tears of laughter when Vin recounted his days playing football for his church league. Kevin has joked that LeBron, known for his composure, would be laughing at his stories, although no verified account shows him literally crying. "I played running back for my church league." Kevin joked about his awkwardness during youth sports and church league games, using the stories to highlight his early comedic misadventures. Kevin bellowed, gesturing wildly with the kind of intensity that makes the story come alive. That's the whole thing. That's a celebration. And you could see it in LeBron's eyes, the mix of disbelief, amusement, and sheer helplessness as Kevin painted the picture so vividly. It was impossible not to laugh. Kevin Hart shows no mercy. The most dangerous seat in all of entertainment. It's the one directly next to him. You could be a legend, a superstar, even a billionaire. You sit next to Kevin and you're fair game. Take birthdays, for example. One time at Gina's party, she decided to let loose in true Kevin fashion by taking her teeth out. "I'm going to have a good time tonight," she declared, smash, into a glass. Everyone gasped. Everyone laughed. Celebrities occasionally give spot-on impressions of Kevin at events, while Bryan Cranston may have done so in private settings. "You came on set like this dynamo. Hi everybody. Deanne, why aren't you smiling?" Cranston shouted, flailing his arms, capturing every nuance of Kevin's high-energy, slightly chaotic presence. And just like that, the room was alive again, caught between admiration, shock, and uncontrollable laughter, all because of Kevin. Even Kevin's own kids aren't safe from his unrelenting humor or his over-the-top parenting stories. "My main goal is teaching my son how to fight," he confessed, eyes wide with mock seriousness. "He's 3. One day I caught a little boy putting paste in his mouth. Enough was enough. I said I'm teaching my son to defend himself, but the problem, he thinks he's Spider-Man." Kevin paused, letting the image sink in, and then grinned. "When we play, he wets me and I have to act like I'm caught. I'm supposed to fall for his attacks. Pick him up from school and there he is getting hit in the head with a toy truck. I yelled, 'Boy, you're not Spider-Man.'" The way he delivered it, you could almost see the chaos in slow motion. The tiny superhero bouncing off walls, Kevin's exasperated expression, the absurdity of it all. On ESPN's Get Up, Kevin's energy was just as infectious. He reacted to Kawhi Leonard's famously robotic laugh and completely lost it. "I'm a fun guy," he said, leaning into the camera, shrugging as if the world's confusion was part of the joke. "It's just more questions you gotta ask for me to tell you about myself. I don't even know where you're sitting." Then, feigning innocence, he added, "But Kevin, what's that?" Kevin threw his hands up in mock panic, grinning wildly. "Sorry, funny, right?" What just happened? His laughter was impossible to resist, spilling over like a wave, infecting everyone around him, and proving once again that Kevin Hart doesn't just tell stories. He turns every moment into a performance. Shaq has been Kevin's comedy target for years, enduring relentless jokes, playful jabs, and the kind of physical reenactments only Kevin Hart could pull off. But the heaviest hit came when Kevin decided to literally act out Shaq's clumsy falls on the basketball court. He leapt, gestured, and flailed with exaggerated precision, mimicking Shaq's enormous frame tumbling in slow motion. "Hey Shaq, when you fall during games, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen," Kevin shouted, eyes wide with delight. "Next time, watch your legs. You go up for a rebound, you don't get it, you're like, oh no." And LeBron's looking at the corner, screaming, "God damn it, Shaq." Kevin threw his hands up for dramatic emphasis. "It's always something stupid. It's comedy gold." The audience erupted, picturing the towering Shaq flailing helplessly, while Kevin's animated retelling made every stumble feel larger than life. Kevin possesses a rare, almost supernatural gift. He can look a celebrity dead in the eyes, completely dismantle them with humor, and somehow they laugh harder than anyone else in the room. There is no hiding. There is no immunity. Nobody is safe. Nobody. Even NFL legends like Tom Brady weren't spared. Kevin tore into him with ruthless, relentless precision, targeting his high-profile divorce with a mix of observation and exaggeration that was equal parts brutal and hilarious. Times got to your coach. Who else? Giselle. She's that karate person. 8 karate classes a day, still a white belt. Kevin's delivery, sharp and incredulous, made the audience both gasp and laugh, perfectly capturing the absurdity of trying to train relentlessly, yet remain hilariously human. During the NBA All-Star halftime show, Kevin had the entire crew in absolute chaos. His target, Kenny Smith's notoriously ashy lips, with his trademark over-the-top delivery, Kevin leaned in, wagging a finger like a drill sergeant, and warned, "You better be done, 'cause if you smile too fast, your lips will bleed." Pow, pow, the room erupted. Cameras shook, producers ducked, and everyone in the audience was simultaneously cringing and laughing, because only Kevin could turn something as trivial as ashy lips into full-blown comedic warfare. Kevin roasts everyone, strangers, A-listers, athletes, but his deadliest material is always reserved for those closest to him. Take Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for example. Kevin leaned close with a conspiratorial grin and revealed, Kevin teases his friends with wild, made-up jokes, for example. He sometimes invents absurd stories about tattoos to get laughs. Nobody knows that. The room exploded in laughter, imagining the absurdity, the secrecy, and Kevin's gleeful delivery. It was the perfect mix of shock, intimacy, and irreverence, the kind of humor only Kevin could execute with such precision. But even Kevin himself isn't immune. When it comes to friendly payback, Dwayne delivered a masterclass. The Rock gave the most hilariously accurate impression of 17-year-old Kevin Hart. "I'm Kevin Hart in high school. Hey girl, hey, she ain't hearing me. She ain't seeing me. Come on, give me good energy." The impression hit every nuance. Kevin's hyperactive gestures, his over-enthusiastic tone, the way he filled every inch of a room with energy. And Kevin, caught off guard, could only laugh along, helpless and thoroughly entertained by his younger self being roasted to perfection. Kevin took the audience back to his early days as a struggling stand-up comedian when he appeared on the Graham Norton Show, painting a vivid picture of the chaos and unpredictability of performing in front of strangers. "I performed at a seafood festival," he began, eyes wide with mock horror. "Imagine trying to tell a joke while people are cracking crabs right in front of you. The frustration, it's real." He paused, letting the audience picture the scene. 100 hands smashing shells, the smell of butter and seafood filling the air, and a comedian trying to keep his punchlines alive amidst the chaos. One older lady cracking a crab looked at me and said, "Oh no, baby," like I had ruined her life, Kevin added, his voice a mix of exasperation and amusement. The crowd erupted, imagining the absurdity of being judged mid-shell crack. But Kevin's stories of surviving hostile crowds didn't stop there. There was also the infamous Buffalo Wing incident, a moment of physical comedy and pure chaos. Kevin has recounted being hit by thrown food at an early stand-up show, which inspired one of his comedic anecdotes. "Hit me right in the cheek, sauce everywhere. I assumed it was a woman with a deep voice. 'Who threw it?' I shouted. 'At the end of the day, I'm a man. Don't disrespect me.'" Kevin gestured wildly as if the wing was still mid-flight. He stood up, said, "I did it. I considered taking my clothes off, but not jumping in the tub myself. Just me being a man. This is my scene. I do what I do best." The audience could almost see it. The absurdity, the chaos, and Kevin standing tall amidst the madness, his humor a shield and a weapon all at once. It was storytelling at its finest, chaotic, fearless, and utterly unforgettable. Kevin Hart isn't just a comedian. He's a force of nature, a whirlwind of chaos, laughter, and pure energy. Every story, every prank, every interaction leaves you laughing, gasping, and wanting more. If you enjoyed watching Kevin wreak havoc on celebrities, athletes, and even his own kids, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and comment below. because we've only scratched the surface of Kevin Hart's world, and there's plenty more chaos waiting to unfold.